Good morning, everyone. I just want to start by saying thank you very much for welcoming myself and all my colleagues to your amazing conference. We're all really excited to be here and really enjoying all the conversations that we're having. And looking forward to this conversation now on what's coming in the future with mobility tech. So in the session, we're going to be exploring a few emerging technologies. I'm just going to frame it right from the beginning and say the majority of the ones that we're going to talk about are first generation. So these are the first generation of these devices. And I had an interesting conversation with Cole Porter actually yesterday, talking about like the Trek and how when that first came out, it was in a backpack, and then you had the other devices that linked it, and it was in the PDA. Imagine that journey with some of the tech that we're talking about today. So we are going to honey eyes from the mobility tech at some point over the next few years, I think. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Biped Noah, which for those of you that aren't aware of it, it's a wearable mobility harness that sits over your shoulders. You've got a camera on the left-hand side and a computer module on the right with some buttons that you control the device with, and then a battery on the back. We're also going to look at the WeWalk Smart Cane 2, which is pretty much the same size and weight now as a traditional long cane, but with enhanced smart features such as obstacle detection and integration with the WeWalk app as well. We're very lucky to be joined by Azumi from Ashirase as well, who will be talking about her and the team's foot-mounted wearable device for haptics that fits inside your shoe, which is really exciting. And we'll just briefly touch on Glide, obviously, because that's quite a big thing that's happening for the community at the moment. Just to introduce myself, I know we met quite a few of you already when I came last year to the conference and already over the last day or so. But I'm an operations technology specialist at Guide Dogs, and our role focuses on upskilling our specialists within Guide Dogs. We're actually one of the largest employers of rehabilitation specialists working with children and vision rehabilitation specialists working with adults. And my role is ensuring that they can incorporate technology into their practice when they're out there supporting people, whether that's with mobility, in kind of living skills within the home, or communications as well. We look at inclusive mainstream devices like your iPhones and voiceover, and then assistive technologies as well. So maybe like the synaptic smartwatch and things that are more in design specific for our community. I've had the pleasure of Jamie working alongside me for the last couple of years.
It's a pleasure.
No, honestly, it's, and I'll let Jamie introduce himself now as well.
Hi everyone. Morning. I'm Jamie Bruce. I'm a VRS, a vision rehabilitation specialist. So I'm one of the VRSs working for Guide Dogs. I've been at Guide Dogs now for I think 2.5 years. And prior to that, I worked for Visibility Scotland for I think 12 years, just pretty much 12 years. So in my sort of career, working at Visibility and then into Guide Dogs, I've always had a sort of specialism, I guess, in technology, whether it's assistive technology with digital magnification, OCR devices or mainstream devices, just when the iPhone came out. And that's always been part of my job, teaching people and helping and supporting people using the technology. I just seamlessly moved into working alongside Tommy when I started with Guide Dogs. So that's what we're getting working on over the past years and the time, loading up a team of tech champions.
Yes.
Which we have some of our.
We've got 36 currently, but we are looking to expand that. So we've got technology champions where their main role is either a rehabilitation specialist or a vision rehabilitation specialist. But they've got this additional role where they're a technology champion with their colleagues within the regional teams and also with their service users that they're out supporting as well. And we run sessions each month for learning community, upskilling them, and then they go out and run technology support hubs in their regions and local teams to then, through osmosis, support the rest of the staff to get upskilled around these amazing technologies as well. Thanks for that, Jeremy. I think what I wanted to kind of begin with now is a quote that I think really captures kind of what's happening at the moment. It was hinted at in the talk this morning. We're kind of on the cusp, aren't we, of technology really having that groundbreaking impact. And I think in terms of mobility, my vision for it is for people to have access through technology to unplanned and spontaneous journeys. So just the freedom to just step out and go on a journey, whether that's for an employment opportunity, a social opportunity, and just creating a more level playing field within society. So that's where we're heading to. And I've got a quote from Judy Freeman, who was a disability rights activist in America. And what she said is, for most people, technology makes things easier, but for a person with a disability, it makes things possible. And I think that perfectly frames.
Nice that you had to read it.
Well, I'm surprised as well, yeah. It's only because I'm a little bit nervous in front of everyone this morning. But yeah, I might get it tattooed on my overarm, that quote. It's something that I say quite often. So yeah, I think technology now, Jackie said it as well, we're at a point where it's essential now, isn't it? It's a part of daily life, whether that's shopping, whether that's mobility, whether that's communication. And I think it's so important that people have access to that training and access financially as well to that. So yeah, I just want to echo those comments that were made. And I think at Guide Dogs, what we're really committed to is ensuring that our service users have access to the most effective and appropriate mobility tools that meet their needs, whether that's a guide dog, whether that's a cane, or whether that's a piece of technology like some of them that we're going to be looking at today. So yeah, it is really looking ahead this session as well. What's coming, what's currently being tested. We're doing quite a few tests and trials at Guide Dogs with some of the new mobility aids that are coming out, and just looking at how they could really reshape mobility as we know it for people with vision impairments. Okay, so I'm going to start by just having a little bit of a discussion around Glide and kind of what's coming. I think it's quite a unique device. It's the first electronic aid that we've seen that's got robotics in it that's coming to market. It's not like anything else we've seen before either. So there is a lot of excitement around it. And I think it's that synergy, that combination of robotics, computer vision with the sensible wayfinding AI, and also the AI interaction, that voice interaction. Like what David was mentioning, how much of a kind of an enabler that can be as well. I'm really excited to see how that device develops and how it's used in real world situations and with different service user and different service users' needs. So yeah, I'm sure many of you have kind of heard about it, know about it, but just for those of you that haven't, it's a two-wheel device that's got a cylindrical base with cameras in it and sensors in it, and then a long handle that's telescopic, so to each individual user's height needs, and then with a handle at the top that the user holds onto. Now, the wheels are free rolling. They don't pull the user along, and they're just free rolling, and the user pushes them at their speed, at their chosen speed, and then the robotics turn the wheels to avoid any obstacles that are detected through the computer vision. So I think it is a really exciting device, and I think for me, framing it in this context, what we're looking at today, it's the fact that it's not going to impact on cognitive load the same as what we've experienced with ONMS, like your soundscapes and your voice vistas through audio. It can become quite overwhelming if somebody's already gathering all the information from the long cane, from their environment, maybe he's in a location as well, and then you start to add in more information via audio. It can quite quickly become a negative almost than having an addition to support ability. So I think it's not coming out as a replacement for a bag or a cane. It's coming out as another option that people. Thank you for that. Yeah, and I think where it's really going to shine is in unfamiliar and quite dynamic environments where otherwise it'd be very challenging to navigate a traditional mobility aid. We're preparing at Guide Dogs to test it and to trial it, and I think we're all as excited as each other about what's coming and how it's going to shape the future. We're going to be hearing from Amos at 1 o'clock, so I'll kind of leave Glide there for now, but obviously we need to reference it in this discussion about what's coming in the future of mobility tech. I'm going to move on now to Biped's NOAA device, which, as I said before, is a wearable harness. How many of you have heard or tried Biped's NOAA? Can I get raised hands? Okay. This is a few of you in the room.
Many hands, is it up?
Yeah, sorry, there's about 10 hands there that were risen. Okay, so yeah, how it works. So NOAA actually stands for navigation, obstacle detection, and AI. And I think it's the obstacle detection that's the shining feature in it, and that kind of is one of the main features as well, because it's quite different from what we've experienced before. Usually with object detection, it'll just tell us the distance that something is away and how close it is to you and your proximity. Whereas with Biped's NOAA, it's much more dynamic. So how it works, it actually works out if that object is going to be in your trajectory. So to put that into context for you, imagine you're walking down a pavement and somebody walks past you at speed. So they're coming from behind and they're walking faster than you. You wouldn't actually be alerted to it because it's not going to end up in your trajectory. It's not going to be a potential collision for you. So it's a much more dynamic device there in terms of how it's letting you know what objects are around. And it can also identify objects that are in the environment as well through computer vision and help you locate them and then navigate to them. I'm going to ask everyone to hold on to the hats for this class, because I'm going to do my best to demonstrate it to you all live this morning. It is a personal device, so it isn't designed to showcase in this type of an environment, but I'm going to do my absolute best. And could I ask Darren to come to the stage? Darren's just going to come up. I'd just like to thank Darren for being a guinea pig for this at this stage as well. Thank you, Darren.
Yeah, no worries.
So I'm going to position the device over Darren's shoulders. Just 1 second. So I'm just sitting on his shoulders. The straps that go over the shoulders have got like almost some metal, and then they're able to shape around each individual's shoulders. And then, as I said before, it's got a compute module on the right hand side that has some controls to control some of the different features in it. A camera module on the left hand side, and then the battery pack is on the back. I'm just going to try and get it connected.
It's kind of like, you know, when you get those cushions for when you're on the plane, you're in the back. So it's kind of, it sits around the back of your neck like one of them, and the battery is sort of in between your shoulder blades.
There is a strap that connects both, a fabric strap that connects the main strap to the device to your chest, so that stops somebody from pulling it off. But I can't really imagine somebody would do that. Yeah, well, yeah, no, you can't. No, yeah, totally agree. Just to explain, so I'm going to try and demonstrate the obstacle detection. I'm going to do that by putting my hand in front of Darren's body as he's standing. So just bear with me. I'm just going to start it up now. The audio.
Hello, I'm Noah, your AI mobility assistant. Please use me as a complement to a white cane or a guide dog for your own safety.
Okay, and then we should start to hear some beeps. We should hear a higher pitch beep initially when I put my hands closer to Darren's head.
Yeah, there we go.
And I'm going to bring my hand down now to the mid-level, and the tone should start to go down. And then even further higher to a lower level. Okay, so this is the obstacle detection, and as I said, it is quite dynamic, so it's not just going to say things that are in front of the user, it's going to say things that are in front of the user that's going to be in their trajectory.
Those speed up as you get to...
They do, yeah, thank you for adding that, Paul. I should have been talking about that. So the closer you are to your proximity, the closer together the clicks will get, and the further apart they are, and then the further away that the obstacle is. Also, the speed in which those sounds come on will indicate how the user is approaching the obstacle, or how the obstacle is approaching the user. I think what actually helped really well here is I just show you all a quick demo of some of the sounds. So I'll just hold on to your hats again, and let's set up this way.
It's in front of me there, so...
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
When an obstacle is coming closer, Twins moving fast. Twins on the left. Twins on the right.
So that's coming in how big?
Twins to head level hostage.
I'm just going to pause it quickly, thanks Jerry. Yeah, unfortunately this aren't set up for this conference, it's in mono, so we're not getting full stereo experience there, but the user wears bone conduction headphones, so they'll be hearing it on the left or on the right.
Oh. Twins ground level. Twins the hole. Obstacles coming closer. When
I'll just pause next to there. The hole is actually a very low hum. I'll do my best impression of it. It kind of goes, boom, boom. The way I'm demonstrating is through her bone conduction headphones that are sellotape to a microphone. Okay, so I'm going to move on now to showing some of the other features that it can do. And what I'm what's really interested in how it can locate and describe objects in the environment that are specific to what the user is requesting. So I'm just going to control it for you, Darren, if you just bear with me 1 second.
I'm looking for doors. Please wait a few seconds. You are facing a large room with a gathering of people. Ahead, there are double doors leading to another area, slightly ajar. No signs are visible next to the doors.
Okay, so add a little bit of context. The different environments will give you different things. If there's an exit sign above, sometimes it picks that up. And for the final piece of it, oh, sorry, go on, John.
I was just going to ask, because obviously that's give us a picture of the doors. Can we ask Darren just to turn to different parts of the
Yeah, that's a really good point, John. So I'm standing here and I'm facing straight, I think, anyway, at the last sort of gap between a central aisle with the doors directly in front of me. So it was, that description was from my perspective as I'm standing at the moment, rather than it just sort of giving a brief summary regardless of what it means for me. Yeah, that was meaningful from my perspective where I'm standing now.
Do you mind turning down? Yeah. To get a perspective of
If you turn to 1 o'clock, okay, yep, absolutely perfect. I'm just going to load it up again, and we have got a few of the doors on. Let's see what the AI
Picks up. Yeah.
Item to detect. People. Doors. I'm looking for doors. Please wait a few seconds. Ahead, there are double doors leading outside. They are slightly ajar. To the right, a sign indicates exit. The area is filled with people seated.
Can you turn through, say, nice?
Yeah, turn a bit further to the right, Darren, just 1 step. Absolutely perfect there. And maybe just 1 step again.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Item to detect. People. Doors. I'm looking for doors. Please wait a few seconds. You are facing a room with people. Ahead, there are 2 sets of double doors. To your right, there is another set of double doors and a sign in a foreign language, TAVIP.
The other feature that this has got is the scene description. Now, to put that in context, imagine a guide dog owner walking on the route, the guide dog stops and they're not sure why it stopped. And if I can just ask you to press the I button twice, like 1, 2.
Okay.
You are in a large room filled with seated people. To your left, there is a speaker, a screen, and a mirror on the wall. In front of you, there are rows of seated people. Further ahead, there is a doorway. There are people standing in the doorway.
Before the tech decides to stop working, I'm going to move on to to the WeWalk Smart Cane 2. Yes, sorry, Darren.
Give us the lowdown. How much is it?
So it costs about £3,500. So this is where, in the context of this discussion, we need to look at different funding models for people. We addressed it with the braille displays and how expensive they are, like your monarchs and things like that. These devices are going to need funding as well. Couldn't that be through government schemes like Multability? Could we look at that? People can apply for a wheelchair. Why can't they apply for electronic travel aid to support their mobility as well?
Wow.
Does it vibrate as well, Tommy, or how is?
It only does audio, but I'd be very interested if in the future if it could link with other devices and deliver the information not just via audio but via haptics as well. Yeah.
Is it capable of doing audio in more than one language, or is it just English at this stage?
No, it's multi-language. I can't tell you the number of them, but the developer, Malfarian, is based in Sweden and he's a French speaker, so it's definitely in French, and I think it's quite a few other languages as well. I'm going to hold questions for this for now, but I will be in the tech carousel with this device and with some of the others and be able to go through any with you and let you have a try of it as well. Okay, and I'd just like to thank Darren. Can we all give Darren a I'm going to ask Jerry now to discuss the WeWalk Smart Cane 2 and explain how we think trialling it at guide dogs and what's been involved in that and kind of what the impacts have been on the development of the device as well. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Toby. So yeah, the WeWalk Smart Cane 2. Again, if compared to the North, how many of us here have heard of or tried the WeWalk cane? Quite a few, yeah, there's quite a few. So yeah, this is the WeWalk 2, coming on after I don't think they called it the WeWalk 1, but you know, it was the WeWalk 1. And you can run in a test and trial with guide dogs and WeWalk together. We did start off when they had the WeWalk 1 and we were going to trial with that. We actually had a session with WeWalk and the team of us, which is a dozen. There's about 12 of us in the group of the VRSs. We were down in Leamington with the WeWalk team and we were testing out the WeWalk cane and everything like that, and we were all ready to go with the trial, and then Joe Martin said, actually I got some good news for you, we're going to bring out the WeWalk 2. So we said, why are they trying the WeWalk 1? You know, so we hit the pause button, and now we've got the WeWalk 2. And big differences between the 2 and the 1 is initially everything that was everyone has to say that was wrong with you one they've resolved is essentially not really any different than just a regular long cane in terms of the dimensions, the weight, the size, the feel, how you hold it. The handle is pretty much just the same as any standard long cane. All of the technology is in the handle. So everything from the bottom of the handle down is an Ambitech cane. And you can just a quick switch WeWalk handle to any cane. You would just sort of take your handle off, cut the elastic, and then if you get through, you can tap it. They come typically, I think the WeWalk give them in 3 separate sizes, so it is handy to be able to swap it for the size that you want. So yeah, the testing trial that we've been doing, as I say, there's been a dozen of us, and we've got like a couple of canes each, and we've had we've select one of our people who are on what we call a ready to train list. So it's either people waiting on their dog for the first time, or they're maybe in between dogs, and they would benefit from. We could see in that person that they benefit from using a device like the WeWalk cane, and also they would be able to give us the feedback that we can then feed back to WeWalk. This has been going since the start of the year, and we kind of extended it on. It's actually due to close, I think, probably into October, start of November. And throughout the testing trial, we've having very regular meetings. It's every fortnight. We've got a drop-in session with the team at WeWalk, and we've been able to, as a team, take the feedback that's coming, and then the live was really quite encouraging. The sort of support that they're delivering from our feedback in real time. They're providing updates and stuff, so we can come into them and say, well, this isn't working. It's almost like we're beta testing it for them, isn't it? You know. So from us, they're getting that information and they're improving it. So there's been a lot of improvements from when we started the trial up till now. Even in there was a bit of a panic for me this morning because there was another update. Just I was a bit like, oh no, so I had to update it, but it's working fine now. So the game itself. At the very top, just to sort of talk through it, I've got this one, I've got another two through in the tech card itself, so if anybody wants to have a go, we've got enough, everyone can have a shot and a play with them. From the top, right at the very tip of the cane is the speaker, which is, you know, where all the sounds and the information is going to come out. And then as you would be holding a cane, typically if you're holding a cane like with your, you know, like your forefinger down the flat, at the front, pointing down, there's an array of buttons. First button, as you feel the way down, the buttons are really, really nice to touch and hold. They've got the top button is a large circular button, which is your power on and off, and also when you're navigating through the menu, that's how you go back. Below the power button, you've got a triangle, and so there's like sort of arrow up and arrow down. So there's a triangle up and a triangle down, which is navigating you up and down through the menus. And in between the two triangles is a square button, which is, it's kind of like a rounded square, actually, when I'm feeling it. But yeah, it's different, definitely, from the circle above. So you've got triangle up and down to navigate through the menu, and the squarish button as your select. Then further on down that, if you were just to sort of draw your finger down, you would then find it's like a kind of lettable shape hole. So this is where the sonar is coming out of the cane for your obstacle detection. Now, they've done a lot of sort of improvement and fine tuning to this sonar from the WeWalk 1 to the 2, so it's a lot more accurate. It's a lot more. You can really use it as a tool now, rather than the first iteration. It would find pretty much everything. But now they've really concentrated on it, just locating obstacles which are chest height and above, and that's it. Because everything below that, your cane is going to find it anyway. So that's your sonar. It kind of it's basically just, and it's quite narrow. It's sort of like maybe like a sort of traffic cone size coming from the cane out. Just sort of pointing like that kind of size and dimensions, you know. Below the sonar, you'll feel a kind of flat sort of shield shape, which is actually an LED light that they've put light it. And it's going to light the path and light the way, but if you're walking along a sort of fairly dark environment, walking towards someone, they're going to see this LED light swinging, so it's going to alert you to that. But then on the flat side, where your forefinger would be as you're holding a cane, is another couple of buttons. If you would just try, there are only two indented buttons there. Again, it's an arrow up, arrow down sort of thing. Those were to go up and down the menu of the obstacle detection. So the obstacle detection can be short, mid or far, and these buttons were to go up and down and change it. And then they thought, well, why are we having two buttons to navigate three different things? We could just go around them. So there's short, mid, far or off. So it's the top of those two buttons which just goes round that. Short, mid, far, off, short, mid, far, off. And if you were to press and hold that button, it would change it from being obstacle detection sound on, where it's going to give you the audible beeps, or obstacle detection sound off, where it will give you the haptic vibrate. Below the button at the bottom, they left for a long time, left it to just have we'll leave that as a spare, and we'll do something with it. And just last week, they've done their update. What they've done, because they've been trying to improve with our support, improving the navigation app. That bottom button is now how you calibrate the compass in the cane. So when you press and hold that button, it gives an alert, and then you sort of do a figure of eight, start drawing a circle with the cane on the ground, and then it will calibrate the compass to give sort of better accuracy with the navigation. So you can kind of split it into two with the cane and the app. The obstacle detection is in the cane, it is always in the cane. The haptic and the sound only come out the cane. So when you're coming towards an obstacle to hear the beep, or you're going to get a haptic alert, that's in the cane alone. Everything in the app that you're controlling with the buttons at the front, they're coming through your phone. So if you're wearing headphones, you're going to hear the instructions and how you're getting about and the navigation through your headphones, but you won't hear the obstacle detection through your headphones. So there's sort of two separate ways to go. And I've been putting it off, but I'm going to turn it on now and see if it works. It was live. Okay, so turn it on. I'll make sure the obstacle detection.
Short.
That's the word short. So hopefully we'll go. There we go.
Got me standing for
Yeah, if you could, I don't know if you get a key. Well, again, do your arm thing.
I can do a good obstacle. I will stand like a tree in front.
Right, so if I'm walking towards you, it will start to beep as I'm walking forward. Then I'm not to stop. Either stop because it's an obstacle, or put my hand up and give my upper body protection. As I walk closer to the obstacle, it gets faster. And you can change that to short, mid, far. I know what to do. Wee bit, so there you go. So that bit. So you're talking about maybe 1 meter for maybe just over a meter for short, 1.5 meters for mid, and 2 meters for far. So it's really, some people can really kind of get used to that, how it's detecting obstacles and sort of really understanding it, and then working in the short, mid, far, and you can really change it quite quickly. Also, through the
Obstacle detection is off.
through the trial, we've had people who are using the obstacle detection to, like, maybe turn it on to haptic and then putting on shore and then standing in a queue. So the cane's vibrating while someone's standing in front of the queue. The person walks away, stops vibrating, and then they can sort of follow the place in the queue. Or also another really handy one that we've using is using that obstacle detection. Instead of trying to find overhead obstacles, if you twist your arm, it's going to find something at your side. So you could sort of virtually shoreline with a cane, So if you've got your obstacle detection turned on, go to at mid, so you can sort of keep against the wall. Let me turn it on.
Short.
Right, so how short? If I'm over here, it's going to tip. I go, so it's just keeping it at wall there. If I'm away from it, it'll stop beeping. So I could keep myself just a metre away from the wall without going right into the shoreline. It's probably better to do that with the vibrating, because you can naturally sort of shoreline the thing. And then also as you're walking along, it will stop vibrating when you get to the gap. Similarly, using that vibrating with the obstacle detection, I guess to find the crossing pole, you're standing at a controlled crossing, you can just twist the cane, just go, there's the pole. You can find it like that. And so also, I guess I don't have time to go through that.
No, I think what we're going to need to do now is welcome Azumi from Ashirase to demonstrate that. But Jamie's brought three. James brought three of the WeWalk Smart Cane 2 with him, and we'll be in the tech carousel for people to have a go with and just experience them for themselves. Azumi, would you like to come to the stage? Thank you. And could I ask Darren to come to the stage with me as well, again? Thank you.
Hello everybody. My name is Asumi. I'm from Ashirase. Ashirase is a Japanese startup company, so I'm Japanese also. Our concept is ear-free and hands-free. So how we can indicate the radiation if from the vibration. You will attach our device in your shoe, each shoe, and using our application, smartphone application, to set the destination, and then once you start the radiation, that's only the vibration leads you to the destination. It's very difficult to imagine, I think. So I have here Darren. Yeah. And he is already has dividing his shoes, and I have another one is to put in his shoes now. The device has a hard part and soft part. Soft part is a kind of belt. That belt will wrap your side of the shoe, and hard part is hanging the edge of the shoe. Hard part shoe is hard part is contain the motion sensor and GPS receiver. So it's the place cannot, how can I say, you cannot reach the GPS signal. We can calculate the correcting your past data or your motion data and estimate your location. Okay. So I will attach the device in your shoes. Yeah. And can you take off your shoes?
Josh, let's see, Darren, sit down, my dad. I'll take ring the seat around, Darren.
Okay, so I research the device is the back part really inside of the shoe, inside of the shoe, but outline. So only the place of shoe hand and the hard part and the bare part now in shoes and so please keep. So I put the device in both shoes, and he's now wearing the shoes, and I open the app.
Church builder.
It's very unobtrusive. So the device that's on top of my shoe, I can't feel it at all. Inside the shoe, it's kind of nestling very gently against my the lower part of my heel. But you know, I'm not wearing particularly thick socks. But if I were, I don't think I'd notice. It's very unobtrusive.
Okay, and yes, now we will check the vibration, which means that we have 3 points of the vibration. One in the toe part, and the other one in the side, and heel. And now?
Yeah, so at the moment I've got pulsing vibrations on top of my feet.
And then, if you feel the front part, the vibration, that means you're thinking the correct direction, more ahead. And then?
Yeah, so I've now got a pulse on the side of my left foot, the outer side of my left foot.
So now it's vibrating just only left side. Left side vibration means that you have to go to left.
Okay. And now I've got a single repeating pulse on the right, on the outer edge of my right foot.
So the right side to right.
And now I've got massive vibrations on my heel.
So if you feel the vibration in heel part, that means your correct direction is back. That means you have to turn around.
The wrong way.
Yeah. And once you start the navigation, your smartphone will be inside your shoe, inside your pocket. You will go without holding the smartphone in your hand. And application can also inform you audio guidance. That without audio guidance can go because to start the navigation.
Okay, so I've now got two on top of my both feet. I've got a repeating set of two short pulses. A little bit like how an Apple Watch indicates the hourly announcement. I've got that kind of pulse on both feet, and it's repeating every second or so.
So now he's pointing a correct direction, but can you turn to 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing. Same thing's happening. Yeah, it's exactly the same as before I turned.
Is that perhaps because we're inside a building, a zoom in?
Or does the phone need to turn as well?
You are keying the left side?
I'm feeling the left side, but the right side as well.
Right side where?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think perhaps it might be because we're inside this building and there's GPS reception. Can I quickly add something, Azumi? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I met Azumi at Site Village in Birmingham a few months ago, and her and the team sent me a set to begin testing with, and I've been wearing them myself, going around my whole town in Burnley. And I think a feature that I really want to highlight at this point is the My Route feature, which is like a breadcrumb feature. So you can walk a route and the Ashirase phone app and the device will record that route, and I found it very accurate because they've got a GPS device in each of the devices in each feet and in the phone, so it can triangulate the GPS signal. And yeah, you can then walk that route in reverse or the same direction once it's saved. So this could be really useful if somebody was doing a mobility training program with a rehab worker. It could be useful if a family member takes them on a route that they've been struggling to do independently. So I think that's a really great feature to highlight at this point. I just want to thank Azumi for demonstrating it and for Darren for wearing it. Thank you very much. Okay, so today we've explored a few really exciting tools that are coming with different strengths, different form factors, and different ways of delivering the information. And I think as we look to the future, what we really need to remember is it's not about replacing what already works, but expanding on what choices are available, and also what it's going to work in companionship with as well. So how well is it going to work with a cane? How well is it going to work with a guide dog? And then potentially as we move into the next future, so in 2 to 5 years, how well is computer vision going to enable those independent, spontaneous and unplanned journeys? I just want to thank you all. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the devices when we're doing the tech carousel, and go through any questions that you have then as well. But I think just like kind of as a close, I think we're at a very exciting time, and it's only a matter of time now. It's a when, not an if, that we get those unplanned and spontaneous journeys through technology. So excited to be on that journey with you all. Thank you.
We're fine, we're currently back on time, so before we can the thing for the presentation, we've got 2 really quick questions. You know again, and then we got.
Yeah, really quick questions are coming on slide. One about showing you about Biped. Does it provide haptic feedback as well?
So the Biped device currently does not provide haptic feedback. The feedback is done through the bone conduction headphones that the device links with.
Lovely, thank you. And the second one for Azumi, the Ashirase device is waterproof.
Yes, 100%. And we say a huge thank you to Tommy, to Jamie, to Darren, and to Azumi.